Hola, estudiantes. I am in your Blackboard and just taking a look at what we're doing for this week still. So you have that quiz in MindTap on the verb ser, and you want to take that by Sunday at 11:59 or almost midnight. And then in MindTap, you also have your Exploraciones Gramaticales 4. That's where you're doing your noun adjective agreement. I'll be teaching that today. And you're also doing repaso para examen uno. This is due by Monday at 4 p.m. El 15 de febrero in preparation for that test that's going to be due next week, Thursday. So, and also for today, for Thursday, you had to do your gramaticales tres. You're getting ready. You got ready to learn gramaticales cuatro. And you also had that writing assignment, which you could have emailed to me to have me check over, or just submitted it in Blackboard. So that is the work for this week. Perdón, it's a little unresponsive today. Okay, so remember when we're conjugating, we usually want to make what we call a six-pack. And the six-pack is just our table. And what we have here is we're going to conjugate the verb ser, to be. So just put that in your notes if you can. And you want to always start with our six-pack. We always have the first person, second person, segunda persona, and tercera persona. And then we have the singular, and we have the plural. So these are all going to be our plural. So the singular, the first one is going to be yo or I. We always start with yo in the top. So yo soy, I am. So yo is our pronoun, our subject pronoun. And to say I am, you say yo soy. Yo soy alta. Yo soy cómica. Yo soy inteligente. Next, we have tú. And we don't have to use these pronouns because soy in itself means I am. But yo just kind of indicates that it's more of an emphasis on the subject. Tú eres. But if you just said like eres de búfalo or eres guapo, you're saying you are. So you don't really need that tú. That's our second person singular. And then we have él, he, or ella, or she, or usted, you formal, because we do use formal quite a bit in Spanish. And that's going to be es. We do need those subject pronouns here. They're not optional because it could be so many different people. It could be it could be the dog, it could be my mother, it could be the student. So we do want to indicate the subject there. So yo plus anybody else becomes we, and that's going to be nosotros. That's going to be our plural. And we don't need the nosotros because when we say somos means we are all by itself. But we can put it in for emphasis. Then we have the plural of you, or you guys, or y'all. Usually in España, we use the vosotros, or y'all. And that's going to be vosotros sois. We don't need the vosotros because sois on its own means y'all are. You all, you see, y'all are. And then the plural of he is or she is they are. So here we have ellos, they, male, at least one male. We have ellas, and we have that's females, all females, not any males in there. And then we have ustedes. Ustedes is normally what people from South America or outside of Spain use to say you guys or you all. And that's going to be son for all of those. So you have ellos son, ellas son, or ustedes son. So that's your six-pack, and that's the quiz you have coming up is on ser, and you want to be able to make sentences. So if I said, for example, I am funny, you want to be able to say yo soy cómica. So you're filling it in based on the subject. Or we could say él, ser alto. And in this case, it would be él es alto because we're talking about him. But if we said Maria, a female, one girl, or woman, that's the same as ella, the same as she. That's the third person singular, one person. So that's going to be Maria es bonita. She's pretty. And then if we had ustedes, you guys, simpáticos, nice. Then we want to put in ustedes son simpáticos. So that's how we use the ser, and that's a little bit of a review. And we'll be using them a little bit more when we do our noun adjective agreement. Okay, so how do I make a word that ends in a consonant plural? So if I had the word papel, por ejemplo, papel, paper. So how am I going to make that plural? I would say papeles, right, papers. And a word that ends in a vowel, we add es to the consonant. And if we had a word like libro, how do we make it plural? If it's a vowel, it's going to be libros. So then el cuaderno, what does el cuaderno become? Here it's going to become los cuadernos, the notebooks. So el cuaderno, the notebook, los cuadernos, the notebooks. Here we have la carpeta, the folder. So how do we make that plural? That's going to become, la becomes las, and then carpetas, the folders, or the binders too. El papel, to make that plural, we're going to say los papeles. And then el diccionario, to say the dictionaries, we're going to say los diccionarios. And then we do have some exceptions here. La goma de borrar, because we have the rubber of erasing. It's basically the eraser. We would say las gomas de borrar, just meaning that de borrar doesn't change, just that first word that gets changed. Same with el traje de baño. We're saying the suit of bathing or the bathing suit. It changes to los trajes de baño, still de baño. And remember with that Z, it changes to a C first. So lápiz becomes lápices, and then you add that ES. So what is an adjective? We want to first define what is an adjective. So an adjective is a word that describes a noun. So por ejemplo, in Spanish, we want to make sure that our adjectives agree in number and gender with the noun that they describe. And also in English, we say the yellow house, but in Spanish, we say la casa amarilla. Usually, the adjective comes after the noun, so the word order is a little bit different. So they're usually placed after that noun. So you want to know that for your sentences. So let's just make a quick chart in your notes. So we have masculine adjectives that end in an O. So say that we had guapo, or good looking. How would we make that plural? That would become guapos. So los muchachos guapos, por ejemplo. And say that we had a word like alta for a feminine adjective. How would we make that plural? That would be altas. Say we had a word like verde. That's an adjective that ends in an E. How do we make that plural? If we had more than one thing that were green, we would say verdes. And then if we had a word like débil, which is weak, if we wanted to make that plural, we would say débiles. So we have weak and then weak plural. So what we want to do here is we want to consider, we have to look at our noun here, zapatos, and we're saying ella lleva zapatos. She's wearing zapatos, shoes. And we want to make the word negro agree with zapatos. So we want to make sure that that's in the masculine plural form. So what would we say to say black shoes? Here it would be negros, because zapatos is masculine plural. We want to make sure that negro matches with zapatos, so it becomes negros. Mi amiga, we're saying my friend is very pretty. So we have the word bonito here, but we may need to change it. So here it would be mi amiga es muy bonita, because amiga is feminine, singular. We want to make sure that bonito is also feminine, singular, bonita. So you have 4 choices. You have bonito, bonita, bonitos, or bonitas. Since it's one female friend, it's going to be bonita. Mis padres, my parents. So now it's mixed. It's 2 genders. It's masculine and feminine together. So what are we going to do with simpático? Here we're going to say mis padres son muy simpáticos. They're very nice, because we have 2 people and it's mixed. So it's going to be the masculine plural. Su clase. So we know that clase is femenino from our study of gender and number of nouns. Su clase es. So since we have only 2 forms with words that end in an E, we have inteligente or inteligentes. Since it's just one class, it would be inteligente. It just stays the same. Su clase es inteligente. Los pantalones son. Here we're trying to say that the pants are blue. With words that end, adjectives that end in a consonant, we have 2 forms. We have azul and we have azules. Since pantalones is plural, it should be los pantalones son azules. El chico es. We're trying to say the boy is handsome. So we have 4 forms. We have either guapo, guapa, guapos, or guapas. Here it's going to be el chico es guapo, because it's just one male, and that's our masculine singular. La fruta. We're saying that the fruit is delicious. The word is sabroso. But since fruta is femenino, what would you put here? La fruta es sabrosa. Los cuadernos. With the word grande, all we have is grande or grandes. We don't have 4 forms when it doesn't end in an O. That's only with the words like guapo or alto or bonito or calvo. So here, cuadernos son muy grandes, since they're plural. It would either be grande or grandes. Since cuadernos is more than one, it would be grandes. And then last one we have is las computadoras son muy. The computers are very old. Antiguo is the word. So, or you could say viejo. So since it's feminine plural, it should be las computadoras son muy antiguas. So that's a little brief introduction to number and gender of noun, of noun adjective agreement. You want to make sure that you're looking at the noun. You need to know, is it feminine? Is it masculine? Is it singular? Is it plural? And then you can decide what to do with your adjectives. Remember, how many forms are there with an adjective that ends in an O? How many possible forms? There should be 4. So for example, with bonito, you have bonito, masculine singular, bonitos, masculine plural, bonita, feminine singular, or bonitas. What about an adjective that ends in an E? Por ejemplo, inteligente. How many forms do you have? You have 2. You have inteligente, which is your singular. That's going to be for masculine and feminine singular. And then you have inteligentes, which is plural for masculine and feminine. And then adjectives that end in an consonante. Por ejemplo, we have joven, young. How many forms would we have? Again, we have 2. So we have joven for singular, masculino, femenino, and you have jóvenes for masculino, plural, and femenino, plural. So you're going to have 2 forms possible. So it's more about those ones that end in an O that you have to really decide which one would it be, because the other ones are just singular, plural. Hope that makes sense. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and you're going to practice this in MindTap today. Muchas gracias.